So should someone die before the show ends, and how would you feel if it were Will?
Well,
Don't post it, Noah. Don't post it.
where we're going, we don't need roads.
Guys, good to see both of you. I genuinely love this movie. You guys are phenomenal. So seriously, thank you for your time.
Good to see you,
Thank
Jake.
you, Jake.
Good to see you. Noah, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, because of Stranger Things, we're so used to seeing you play someone like Will, who is genuine and good and kind. With Jackson, you're swinging completely in the opposite direction. So I'm sort of curious, what is something that you learned about yourself, something that maybe you had to unlock internally that as an actor or as a person to pull off playing someone who's a bit more manipulative and obsessive and darker than Will
Yeah,
is?
totally. I mean, I think it was definitely a challenge to play this character because it was so different. But at the same time, I almost felt like this character did have a little similarity to Will because I feel like deep down this character does have a good moral conscience. He has a little questionable intentions and he can be a little destructive and obsessive and a little bit of a personality disorder, but deep down I think he is good. And I think that's what made it so fun playing this character because there's so many layers on the outside and the inside and how he's feeling changes from this scene to this scene and all of that put together just made it such a challenge, but definitely a fun one.
And it's interesting as an audience member because you feel like you have your mind made up about him, and then a new revelation comes out 15 minutes later, and you
Exactly.
go, "Well, I don't know, maybe not." This might be a stupid question, but when you guys, both of you, play two characters who have such kind of a dangerous and combative and antagonistic relationship, how does that affect your off-camera relationship? Like so many actors who play monsters in horror films tell me that they always keep their distance from the victims. Is it the same deal here? Like, does your off-camera behavior at all impact your on-camera behavior?
Oh, you would have
Definitely
loved it.
not.
I as soon as the cameras cut, I had just become new to social media. So now I was like a kid. He was giving me lessons on the to dos and not to dos and the of of social. Is this cool to post? Like this, it's like no, don't do anything for a couple hours. I mean, you got yeah.
I've got to ask, just because like I got to be honest, like I don't particularly love or am good at social media. Like, what are some of the biggest hints that Noah gave you?
Was no, do not post that.
That's all. When it's up in the air and it's questionable, a good answer is always just no. That's always. I can't tell you how many times I've like started to tweet something and just gone, nope, I don't want to get fired today. Not
No,
gonna.
but look, the while we were filming this, it was the contrast of the characters within this, and not to sound sort of cliche, but it was wonderful because it was a very fast shoot. Um, it was a very collaborative film to make, but also when we sat down, it was wonderful from it was wonderful for me because it was such a make it hard for me to sit there and trying to figure out this guy, where he's coming from, why he's acting in this manner, and trying to figure out if he's just really disturbed, if he's being manipulative, if he's trying to mess with me, if he's trying to tarnish me, and everybody else is sort of wondering the same thing, and is for us the on-screen sort of do-si-do and play during these scenes was just an enjoyable experience. And Jordan Ross, when you have a director that allows you to sort of fly and try anything, especially when it comes to improvising or doing wonderful spontaneous things that you just feel the urge to do, we had an open playground for that. So there's nothing greater than having that allowance of comfortability as an actor within these scenes, and keeps it exciting.
It was fun to watch. Noah, I do want to shift gears really quickly for just a moment because so many of us are counting down to the final season of Stranger Things. And honestly, many of us are wondering if all of our favorite characters are going to survive to the very end. I'm just sort of curious. You are, at the end of the day, a fan of good movies and good stories and good television, good pop culture. What are your thoughts on the concept of killing off beloved characters? So, should someone die before the show ends, and how would you feel if it were Will?
Well, I'm not going to say anything because I feel like these answers always turn into headlines and whatever. So I'm just going to say that I think I hope I hope I know the show will end well, and I'm sure someone will have to go along the way. I don't know who that'll be, but I'm excited to see how it
Don't post it, Noah. Don't post it.
Well, then I'll cut you guys loose on this because Garrett, your character is very good at what he does, but he also acknowledges that, quite frankly, he has to put up with a bunch of crap, and he does so because it pays well. For each of you, in the most fun way possible, what is the part of this job that is sort of the most like, I just have to put up with this because it comes along with being a successful actor?
Look, I've really put a conscious effort into really reversing that, instead of saying I have tos and I gots tos, because there was a moment, and a lot of my actor friends felt the same way. Man, I have to go to set tomorrow. I can't hang. I have to do work with this great director. I have to do this great monologue, and everything, was such I have to instead of I get to. What we get to do is such a wonderful benefit and a gift, and the moment I sort of switched that around in my head, every aspect of life and filming and being an artist, being a father, being a friend, being a son, brother, just became greater.
Yeah, I was gonna show this. I don't know, maybe if I change my background. This picture of me and Garrett on set. It's a little
Oh, I love that.
behind the scenes.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, I, I had a great time.
I love that. Well, honestly, it despite the relationship between the characters, it really did. I felt like you could feel that vibe. Guys, the film is genuinely phenomenal, and I do junkets every day. And whenever I don't like something, I just awkwardly go like, "Well, like it's a movie, it exists." But seriously, you guys are phenomenal in this, and
Thank you.
as always, I really do appreciate your time. I know you got a busy day, so seriously, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.